What is good, Ozaru Nation? Today we got you a Pan deck profile. Very solid deck, very aggro, very good, and mono red. So you can also play the Nappa. But anyways, getting back to it, I was diverging. Pan, great leader. Her auto, when you play a battle card, it gains 5k, and if it's at 20k, you draw a card. When it's at 4 or less, choose up 2 energy, flip them to active, and then flip her over, auto. Same thing, where if a card you play goes up to 20k, you can draw a card, and when it attacks, draw a card. So essentially going +2 every turn, not counting all the pluses you have in deck. I believe this deck is very solid, very good, especially in the meta if you're looking for something fun, something not too expensive as like the blue-green, and it's very solid deck. It's able to aggro, especially be able to go toe-to-toe in this turn 3 killing meta. So yeah, without further ado, let's get in deck. So there's our leader. And first off, we're going to have, spoiler alerts there, 4 Intensifying Power Trunks. Got to flex to hollows. Very solid, turn 1 play, turn 2 if you want to wait. You play it, Pan gives it a plus, goes up to 10, and then when you swing, you can take a life, and it gains crit and 10k. So essentially you're getting a 20k crit swing at base, and then if you tag a Champa onto that, it goes 30k crit swings. And that's just, with double strike, that's crazy, that's insane. Very good, very standard card, red, use it. Cobb is your other choice, but I feel like Intensifying Power Trunks is the best because you get the evolve target, and also the crit is very, very valuable in this game where you don't want to give your opponent more hand size. Next up, I believe it's from the anniversary set. Trunk, Surge of Energy, we play 4 of those, and it has auto of when this card's power is increased, you draw a card. So essentially, he's better for getting a fat hand size, whether you're awakened or unawakened. Unawakened, Pan triggers to make him gain 5. His effect goes up 20, you draw a card, and then Pan's effect goes off, you draw another card. And basically, if you're awakened with the draw, and the attack, that's going +3. So you're always going to have a fat hand. You're never going to have to worry about being low. But he's a Trunks GT, and he's also very solid as another evolve target. Then next up, if you want to go a little more aggro, keep the crits going. We have a Quick Rush Trunks where he's a 15k base at 2 cost. And then Pan can boost him up to a 20k. Be swinging with that, just like the 1-drop, except you don't have to take a life. Pretty nice. And then finally, our evolved target, the bread and butter of the deck, Chain Attack Trunks. What can I say about him? I can't say enough. He's the playmaker. He is a 4-cost 20k, boosted up to 25. And it's only 2 red to evolve into a 4, which is value. And basically, he can attack cards in active mode, so if you're worried about anything that they're leaving, your opponent's leaving in active mode, if you want to get rid of that and they're just kind of waiting, you can start poking at it. And then when you play this card, choose up to 1 battle card from hand with a power of 15k or less and play it. So essentially, you're going to have access to more than your entire deck, if not almost all of it, except for a few cards. And this will help you tutor out other cards. You just keep going aggro, and then cards that will plus will benefit you, and other options. One of the options I unfortunately do not play in deck is Burst Attack Gohan. It is also a viable option for him. But basically evolves onto a Trunk GT, which you play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 targets. So you're more than likely to get a target for him to evolve and then go into his effect, keep playing out more cards. Very solid, the bread and butter of the deck. Next up, a newer card right here, SS3 Sangoku, the one-hit wonder. So basically, when your opponent's battle card is decreased, like their power is decreased, if he's not in play, you can play him. And that's a free 15k body right there. And active main, you could tap 1 red, send this card from drop area to warp, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards. It gains -5k for a turn. So if you have 1 in hand and 1 in drop, pay 1, minus it, and then drop him for free, and you could just keep kind of cycling through it. Very good, very solid. Can also be played out through Trunks, but you typically want to use something like Planet M2, which you'll see later. Or Is That All You Got? And start spamming the board with him, keep poking. Very solid card. Next up, Double Shot Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. We play 4 of him. I've heard one of our other members call this the pseudo super combo of the deck, and he's pretty right in stating that. As in, it's very good when they're just poking with a little or comboing a 5k. you can combo this, and then you can draw. So it's essentially a 10k in draw just for 1 energy. Pretty good, kind of like back when Janemba, the Infernal Villain you sell, or the 4-drop Kidku. And basically, when you combo with him, though, he comes into play. And Pan's effect is always active, meaning that even if you do it on your opponent's turn, such as playing him, you get the draw, so you can combo, and then you get the draw, and he goes up to 20. Not that it matters in case they want to attack it, but it's another threat that they have to deal with, and they're not just going to leave it unnoticed, because next turn it's going to come to active, and your Pan effect is revamped, so you could do it again. Next up, the target you want to go for off your chain attack trunks is Fearless Pan. Literally what makes the deck good. It is a blocker with a barrier, which is really, really nice because a lot of people even forget that blocker exists in this meta sometimes. And when you play this card, choose up to all your other red leader cards and battle cards. They gain 5k power and double strike. So everybody except her, if they're red, they gain double strike. So everybody in your deck gains double strike, even your leaders. So it's like when you're pushing for game, chain attack into Pan, start swinging, and you're just going to have a fat hand to dump on and a bunch of double strikes, plus 5k. So it's pretty nuts, and it's crazy. You could play 4, but I feel like you see it enough at 3, and it's very good when you just want to shut down turn 3, turn 4, and your opponent's either going to drop their entire hand trying to stop you, or you're going to push for game. The only thing that this deck dies to is Nimbus, because you get a big board, you drop that, and now you have to wait till next turn. Next up, a championship pack himself. Glory Obsessed Prince of Destruction Vegeta. He is basically Jiren Jr. And if your leader card is red, this card can attack cards in active mode, which it is. And once per turn, when this card attacks a battle card, switches card to active mode, it gains 10k. So basically you swing, it goes up to 25, 30 if you're using your leader effect, and then you restand it, so you have another 30 or 25 swing again. So very strong for a 3-cost card. Something that can even be played off trunks is really, really good. Next up, we have Son Gohan, the Avenger. And basically this is a counterattack for a 4-cost 20k, and it also gets triggered off your Pan, so it can boost and draw. And so it's essentially a neg-1, like a negate attack, and then draw 1. So you're essentially going +0, but you're getting the advantage of negating attack. And during your opponent's turn, it goes down to a 2-cost, but you still have to pay the mandatory 2 red. When you play this card, if your opponent... When you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets minus 10k power for a duration of turn. So you could play this and then minus something, kill on a board, play out the Son Goku, SS3, or you can minus their leader and just stop them from even thinking about attacking. Very solid, very good. Especially for essentially a 2-cost getting a 20k out there. And then next up, one of the Dragon Brawl exclusives, Topo, Righteous Aid. It's a little pricey card right now, but this literally shuts people down worse than Nimbus sometimes. It is a counterattack, and choose one other card in your hand, place it in your drop area, then negate the attack. Play this card. For your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card by 2, so it becomes same thing like Gohan, except you don't get the minus 10. It has an even better effect. If it's your opponent's turn, when you play this card, duration of turn, your opponent can't attack unless they choose 2 cards from their hand, place them in drop area. This effect right here is insane, especially with the Pan getting the draw, so you're essentially playing him. Now, every time they swing, they have to ditch 2 cards. And a lot of times, that's just going to stop people because they don't want to lose their hand size advantage. And it's crazy. So it's literally, I've seen people go back-to-back topos every turn, and their opponent doesn't want to attack because they're so afraid to drop cards in their hand, and their opponent's going to pressure it. Very good card. Next up, your super combo of the deck, Master Roshi, Martial Expert. And we choose this one over any of the others because it's still a 0-10k even when you're above 4 life, and is a super combo when your life is at Sparking 5 actually, sorry, not about the life, but the Sparking 5. So basically you just fill up your drop, and you will because you'll be comboing stuff, Chompos and all that. You basically get it down to where you have 5, just combo it. You don't have to wait till you're down to 4 life. Very, very solid. And even then, if you don't have Sparking, it's still 0-10k, which is really nice. You don't have to worry about paying energy for that. Next up is Little Tech. I had a spot in here, but it's up to you. I chose Combination Attack Pan, and if Son Goku GT or Trunks GT with 25k more powers in your area, you can play this card. which you have several ones that can get up that high, especially your Trunks, so you can just play that for free. And then essentially you can play her out, and then once per turn, you can choose one Son Goku or Trunks GT in your battle area, and it gains 5k, so essentially 5k. Plus her on the board, you can combo with her another 5k, or she's just another target to be +5 double striked with the Fearless Pan. That could be whatever you want. I just thought it's a neat little tech, because usually you're going to get chain attack Trunks. Next up, we have 3 Digging Deep Vegeta. Basically, once per turn, when this card attacks, you may choose up 2 cards from your life, add them to your hand. If you choose to add 1 or more, switch this card to active mode, gains 5k power for duration of turn. So essentially, it's another like Prince Vegeta, but Pan pluses him. So he goes up to 20, you swing, it restands, so you're essentially attacking with a 25 plus a draw, and you get that twice. So very solid, especially if your opponent's stalling you out and you want to go hard and aggro and awaken. You just combo this out, swing, take life, awaken. It's crazy how versatile this card is. Next up, we have 2 Furthering Destruction Champas. Standard combo gains 10k and the attacking card gains double strike. You can choose to use Hidden Skies. It's your call. It all depends, you know, how your playstyle. I prefer you're going aggro, so Champas are the move. Next up, we play 2 Planet M2s specifically for the Goku and just minusing little threats like U6 or other blockers. So basically, it's a field card. You play it. An active main, when you play this card in a battle area, if your leader card is Dr. Mew, draw 1 card. Unfortunately, we don't get that because we're playing Pan. It's way better. And then switch this card to rest mode. If it is your turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader cards, battle cards, loses 5k. So you could either choose their leader and keep going, and now they have to combo up to meet you. Or you can just minus blockers, minus little 5ks, and then play out your Goku for free, which is very solid play. Next up, we have 3 Denial of Hope, a newer card that really helps shut down anything big. So it's a counterplay. If your leader card is red, the battle card your opponent plays has 20k or less power, it is placed in drop area. So essentially it never hits the field, getting rid of threats, getting rid of bigger things. And it's very good because you don't have to worry about it ever evolving or going up or any crazy things in a meta. And they don't get their effects. Next up, we have 4 Is That All You've Got? And I love the Broly movie. Counterattack. If your leader is red, negate the attack, then you may choose 1 card in your hand, place your drop area, and then choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards to get -5, or 15, sorry. So very good, literally destroys boards, how you just activate, ditch a card, and just blow up boards even. So if you negate the attack from 1, you can blow up 2 more or give them -15. And they're more than likely not going to try to combo up. It's really going to shut them down. And then finally, the 1 spot left, because we are at 49. We play the legendary, the secret rare, Frieza Armor Reborn. Quadruple Strike Ultimate, so you can only have 1. When your life is at 2 or less, reduce the energy cost of this card by 3. Godly card right here. When you play this card, your opponent reveals their hand, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's hand, place it in drop area, and then choose up to all of your opponent's battle cards with 40k power or less, ignoring barrier, KO them. Literally wipes field, and then just get rid of their counter. They could literally even be at 4 life, and you just quad strike, combo your entire hand, because you're not negging. This card is crazy, and it's so beautiful, and especially with that U7 hype, it's going up a little, but I feel like this card literally makes the deck, because you can, with all the draw power, you can get it very fast, very effectively, and it's very solid. Anyways, that's a deck profile. Thanks, Sora from Mazara Nation, signing out. Thank you for watching.